What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are fantastic. If this is your first time visiting my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button if you like contents like these. Today I'm going to talk about a wonderful fragrance from the house of Bharara. Name of the fragrance is Viking Cairo. If you are following me on Instagram or on the various pages where I post my works on Facebook, you may have noticed this wonderful box that I have shown over there. This is Bharara Viking Cairo. And just like the name itself, you can imagine the endless horizon of desert, dunes, and everything. And look at this beautiful presentation. This box opens like a book. It comes with a handy dandy travel atomizer. So that's a very thoughtful touch by the company. These sell for around $350 on their website. That's full retail. If you don't want to go full retail, you want to save some money, just like I did, you can go to the various discounter stores online and you can buy them for a hell lot lower. That was the presentation on the box, and if you want to see the bottle, here it is. It's got that fidget toy kind of thing, the wonderful Viking helmet, and the cap sits very tightly on the atomizer, the nozzle. It's a beautiful pressurized atomizer, I must say. So this will just go on and on. So one spray, it's like zzz, so that's a lot of spray that comes, juice that comes out from this atomizer, and it's got a very beautiful and wide distribution. So, what does Viking Cairo smell like? Of course, let me first tell you about the notes. I had to do a little digging because not a lot of people talk about them. So I needed to do some research, and then I found out, extracted the information from their website. So on the top, you've got mandarin orange, lemon, ginger, and spices. On the mids, you've got lavender, violet, magnolia, and tonka beans. On the base, you've got vetiver, patchouli, and musk. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But let me tell you something. Bharara Viking Cairo is more on the airy, lighter side of a fragrance. It lasts quite the it lasts quite some time, but I wouldn't say this is a beast mode fragrance. Now, once you spray this fragrance, you are welcomed by this wonderful zesty citrus combination of mandarin orange and lemon. So this is the lemon is like more like a tad bit dirty, but it's more about the flavor as opposed to the taste. And the mandarin orange over here resembles the sweet, succulent, juicy, fruity opening that you get when you spray this fragrance. Now, of course, the ginger adds to that warmth, almost like the evening sun that's setting in the horizon, distant horizon, like at the end of the desert. So it's like a very, like, I would say it's a romantic, enchanting kind of feeling. Imagine watching the sunset in a desert. That's one of it's in my bucket list. I really want to watch the sunset in the desert. So maybe it kind of like invokes that kind of a feeling. Very warm, very welcoming. It's very light, airy, juicy, sweet kind of opening. And at the same time, because it's resembling something from the desert, so of course it has that spicy touch. Imagine there's a spice bazaar somewhere nearby, and the wafting aroma, the thing that you're getting from the spices in the air. So imagine sweet, succulent citruses with that effervescent warm ginger and some spicy vibe. Wonderful opening. That was only the opening. More to follow. As the fragrance dries down, you have this wonderful floral counterparts to it. So we've got lavender and magnolia as the florals in this fragrance. Now, you don't get too much of magnolia, like not in the floral kind of thing, but it kind of like adds to the like a depth kind of thing, working as in conjunction with the other notes. The lavender here, it's one of your like a sharp, tad bit sharp, spicy kind of lavender. It's not one of the floral ones. And the violet kind of adds to that herbaceous vibe, which is very nice. The tonka bean kind of adds to the sweetness, but it's not one of your creamy tonka. It's more on the dry tonka bean side. So there's that. So the sweetness, the juicy, succulent thing now slowly is turning down into the dry kind of vibe. on the base of this fragrance, you've got vetiver, patchouli, and musk. And the musk ensures that you get a depth. There's kind of like a 3D feeling to the whole dry down. That's what the musk is doing over here. The patchouli and vetiver, it just adds to somewhat kind of like a tad bit dark, earthy kind of vibe. It's not dirty, it's not super prominent, but it's right there working in conjunction with the other notes as the fragrance is drying down. Imagine now at this point the sun has set and the darkness that follows. That's the kind of vibe that you're talking about with Viking Cairo. Now, talk about performance. Fragrance is pretty loud for like an hour. Then again, it then turns into something a bit more lighter and on the airy side. So this is the kind of fragrance you might want to use on a very warm, hot, humid summer day, because this thing, it lasts on your skin. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing lasts, but it's not one of your loud projectors. It's not your super beast mode fragrances. Now, of course, if you are aware, of course, you are free to wear whatever fragrance you like. But the thing is that when you're out and about, you're near people, a lot of people, and sometimes there are those days you don't want to put on something that's heavy, opulent, it's like overwhelming. You don't want that all the time. So, as a personal preference, I would recommend this fragrance to somebody who does not like, they enjoy fragrances, but they don't want to smell super opulent and, like super heavy and dense. You don't want to enjoy those kind of fragrances. So this is your answer. Viking Cairo is your answer. This tastes pretty light and airy throughout the whole day. It's very enjoyable. Longevity wise, I would say this is like on the lower end of the longevity. So I got a longevity of around like 6 to 7 hours, and that's with like 12 to 14 sprays all over the body, always on skin, and maybe one or two on clothes. But on clothes, the top notes last much longer, so it kind of adds to the depth. But on skin, mostly this is like 6 to 7 hours. Stays as a very nice, like very light skin scent throughout the entire timeline after that. But 6 to 7 is like the solid performance that you would get out of Viking Cairo. Wonderful stuff. And of course, if you have missed it, the fragrance name is on the side. There you go. So that was my honest and humble take on Viking Cairo from the house of Bharara. And just so you know, I see a lot of people ask me, what is this a clone of? I am not aware if it's a clone of something. And even if it was, I wouldn't compare it, because on my channel, I don't do that. I will talk only about what I'm holding in my hands. And in this case, at this time, I'm holding Viking Cairo. I'll talk only about this one. I'm not about to go out and compare clones or whatever. I'm not going to do that. So guys, are you interested in Viking Cairo? Give it a shot. Something light, airy for the summertime, heavy, humid days, very hot days. This is your answer. It's light for your daily errands. Do not pay full retail. I highly recommend don't go and blow out that $350 on their website. There are discounters, Joma Shop, I think Fragrance Buy has them, Max Aroma has them, but yeah, it's up to you how you pay. Your money, your headache. Find the best deal. So that was my honest take on Viking Cairo. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Have you tried this or something else from the house? Let me know. I'll be happy to check out some other fragrances from this house. So until the next one, guys, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.